universe was created by a big bang. 13.7 billion years later, we present to you the Bigger Bang. One Giant Leap is the theme for the ME 2110 Spring 2019 competition. The image displayed is an overhead view of the track in which 4 teams will compete head-to-head. The competition is split up into 5 different tasks, which must be completed in a 40-second period. The first task for the machine to complete is a successful launch. This can be achieved by the machine having any kind of movement at any time throughout the round. The second task is to clear 3 foam rocks from a 24-inch diameter circular zone, called the Sea of Tranquility, without moving a small lunar module which is placed in the center of the zone. Fully clearing a rock earns 10 points and partially clearing a rock earns 5 points. Moving the lunar module to the outermost area nets 12 points, the intermediate area nets 18 points, and maintaining the original position of the module will gain 30 points at the end of the match. The third task is to deploy sensor decoys in enemy lunar ridge zones. While this task does not specifically earn points, it can be used to subtract points from enemy teams. Having no sensor decoys in your friendly lunar ridge results in 42 points. However, for each sensor decoy in your zone, 14 points are subtracted from your final score. Up to 3 sensor decoys will be scored in any given ridge zone. Teams can attempt to clear sensor decoys from their zones as long as they do not place anything in the lunar ridge. The final task of the machine is to place a flag onto a dome located at the center of the track, and then egress from the lunar ridge. No parts of the machine should interface with the vertical plane of the lunar ridge. Points for placing the flag are based on which zone it is in at the end of the round. If the machine successfully egresses from the lunar ridge, the score is doubled. A house of quality, as shown, was created to compare the engineering requirements of the machine to customer needs. The customer needs were given an importance rating from 1 to 10, and each engineering requirement was correlated with each customer requirement based on their relationship. The weights of the customer needs, number of correlations, and strengths of correlations are used when calculating which engineering requirements should be prioritized. The engineering requirement task efficiency is weighted the highest at 16%, as it has a significant correlation in durability, autonomy, safety, reliability, and accuracy. This can also be deduced because a machine that cannot accumulate points effectively will be of little value to the customer.
For the machine to carry out these tasks effectively, it must perform 6 separate functions. Move to the centerpiece, detect the zone colors, place enemy decoys, clear rocks, place flag, and egress from dome. A morphological chart was created to offer engineering alternatives in order to complete each function. Various combinations were then put to use in trials to come. The first iteration of the robot used to clear the rocks and deploy sensor decoys performed well and earned the team 3rd place in the preliminary round. However, design flaws were present. Relying on mousetraps to clear the rocks proved itself to be inconsistent, as the mousetraps would often break or not trigger at all. Although this design was only intended to perform the first 3 tasks, it did not leave much room to perform the later tasks, as the 3rd drawer slide took up much room. The second iteration had many improvements over the first. The middle drawer slide was removed, making it easier to set up, and it had a flag placing mechanism in the form of a motor-controlled arm. However, mousetraps were still used to clear the side rocks. Hanging wires often snagged on the machine, and the front flipper used to clear the front rock often unintentionally triggered when boxing. This iteration earned our team a 3rd place spot in the 2nd preliminary round. However, due to a leak in the pneumatic system and difficulties boxing, our team was placed at 46th seed in the qualifying round.
Attacks the centerpiece first. Here comes the flag from red. It's on one. Blue coming very slowly. It's heading out in zone 2 on top of another flag. Yellow hasn't deployed yet. They're lying in wait. Here they come. Cross clear, almost in yellow. They got one center decoy. This
The third and final iteration overcomes its predecessors in serviceability, consistency, accuracy, and strategy. With laser cut and 3D printed parts, nearly every piece of this machine can be replaced in a moment's notice. At the start of the match, an arm holding the flag extends forward to initialize launch. After the initialization, the system remains static for 27 seconds. After this duration of time, a pneumatic actuator is activated, releasing the tilted linear slides forward toward the centerpiece. Additional weights were added to the front mechanism so that the initial state of the system stored more potential energy. This energy allows for greater momentum upon contact with opposing flags. While this is occurring, the sweeper arm mechanism is activated for 0.06 of a second at full power. This allows the sweeper arm to avoid the main center rock and provide maximum momentum to the flag placing mechanism. While interfacing with the rotating centerpiece, a switch mounted to the main subsystem is activated when a sensor beacon contacts the switch. This triggers a solenoid and the sensor decoys fall into the desired zone. With this process of iteration and design, we managed to win the competition despite some setbacks. Future design improvements could include the addition of a center drawer slide to maintain consistency in the horizontal placement of the flag. Additionally, the footprint of the plower attached to the arm could be increased in order to push flags into the third flag zone. However, our machine performed very well without any major setbacks. This concludes our final design project video. Thank you all for the wonderful semester.